Oh my god, I actually do look like a little gamer right now. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. So today for my video, I will be reviewing for you guys The Last of Us Part 2. Guys, I've been waiting for this review and the game itself forever. So before I get this video started, make sure you hit that big red button right here and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that notification button right here to make sure you'll get notified when my next video will pop up. Also guys, make sure you give this video a really big thumbs up if you like this video or not, and let me down in the comments below and tell me, did you guys like the review? And tell me, if you guys are a fan of The Last of Us, who is your favorite character and who is your least favorite character? So without further ado, let's get this video started. And in this game, this virus mysteriously came out, and it got to the point that it spreaded like quickly. Does that remind you of anything, guys? Coronavirus! Anyway, he found out the truth and he did not accept it because he's actually suffered through a tragic death of his daughter Sarah, who died from a gunshot from a firefly. He's actually gone through that, pain and suffering, meaning that he lost his daughter Sarah, and that actually goes out through the game and actually shows the relationship between Ellie and Joel. And I actually really love this game because this game, I played a lot of games. I played all the Batman series, I played Mortal Kombat, I played a little bit of God of War, I played, of course, The Last of Us, I've played Injustice Part 1 and Part 2, and I mostly just play solo games and just multiplayer games. I don't play online games because I feel like for me, I'm not an online person because I don't want to deal with bullies. I don't want to deal with who are disrespectful to you online. You don't want to deal with that, and that's my opinion. I don't know, many of you guys out there play online, you guys are cool with it. It's just for me as a girl, I just don't feel comfortable of playing online unless I'm with my friends, and that's a different story. I'm comfortable with that, but just playing with random people online is just not my go-to. In that game, I highly suggest you guys play it. If you guys want to play it, let me know and tell me how you guys feel about the Part 1. So now let's get to Part 2. The Part 2, I actually got it from Gamefly because Gamefly is super easy to do if you guys want to get games just like that. I didn't purchase the game because meaning that I have Gamefly, it doesn't make any sense for me to purchase the game. But the only thing that sucks about Gamefly is that even though you can have the game as long as you want, I don't want to return the game because I actually really love The Last of Us. But then again, this game actually came out in June 19, 2020, even though this game was supposed to be rebooted to 2021 because this whole pandemic. Curse you, COVID-19. I'm actually really happy that this game actually did not postpone to 2021. I was not gonna wait one more year for this game. So this is the Gamefly thing, and let's just open it up. So as you can see, this is the game, and in the game it has a little summary of what the game's really about. This is the name itself. As you can see, it says 2 discs. So what it means by 2 discs is that, so the first one of the first disc, the data disc. So this is the data disc, and it says it on the left hand side right here. So you put this in first before you play the game. I think it's a good idea because that way it just goes like that and all you have to do is just put the game in. So I think it's a really smart idea instead of you just waiting and waiting and waiting. So that's the data disc. The next disc, this disc is The Last of Us Part 2 playable disc. So this is the disc where you guys can play the game, and it's actually the background of the game. I don't know how the case looks itself because as I guys said before, I got Gamefly. So this is how the game cover looks for The Last of Us Part 2, and this is, like I said, this is summary here. I'll just read it really quick. 5 years after their dangerous journey across the post-pandemic United States, Ellie and Joel have settled down in Jackson, Wyoming. Living amongst their thrilling community of survivors have allowed them peace and stability despite the constant threats of the infected and others. More desperate survivors. When a violent event disrupts at peace, Ellie embarks on a relentless journey to carry out the justice and find closure. As she hunts down those responsible one by one, she is... They're not gonna put the whole summary down on the sticker, obviously, but I'll just tell you guys the moral story of what the game is mostly about. So in the game, where the last scene was set off in The Last of Us Part 1, he swears that everything that Joel is saying about the Fireflies, is it true or not? Obviously he lied. He said, I swear, and they left it off with her saying, okay. Now, let me remind you guys, this is 5 years after. This game came out in 2014. If you add 5 years to that, that's 2019. This game was supposed to come out in 2019. But the reason why it didn't come out in 2019 was because they wanted to add more effect to it. They wanted to take more time into it, more working additions in the game, which is totally understandable. That's why it came out in 2020 of June 19th. That's when the actual release date came out of The Last of Us Part 2. So 5 years later, it's passed, and Ellie, she's no longer 14 anymore. She's actually 19. Her and Joel, actually, their relationship is a little bit on and off after The Last of Us Part 1. Let's just say I have a lot of reactions to the game. So, and when I play this game, guys, I died a lot. I mean, I died a lot. I can't even count down how many times I died in this game. And it's actually really funny because of my face expressions every time I see, you know, the infecteds who are killing me, or I get mad because, you know, I'm tired of getting killed. You know, I don't like to lose. I'm very a competitive player when it comes to playing video games. So Joel and Ellie's relationship is a little bit different, and throughout the game, this part 2, it's mostly just focusing on Ellie, meaning that in the first one it was just focusing on Joel. Now it's focusing on Ellie, meaning that Joel's already older. And when I played the game, guys, I literally cried because Joel died.
You're gonna fucking die!
What's going on?
Let him go. Who is that? Let him
Just
go!
sneak in. Why don't you post it up outside?
We didn't think anyone was gonna show up.
What the hell did you expect? We gotta get out of here before the whole town's on top of us.
Oh my god, stop.
You want to battle, right?
Yeah.
Stop. Stop. Yo. Get up.
You will fucking get us!
Yo, they beat him up bad. Stop. Don't do it. Yo.
Joel, please get us!
I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I was really shocked when Joel died. And for them just to kill off Joel as the main character, like, come on now, like, seriously. But throughout the story, Ellie is trying to get revenge for the people that have murdered Joel. And she's going on this journey with her two friends, which is Dana and Jesse. And they're also trying to find Tommy, who is Joel's brother. Oh, I forgot to mention, guys, there's actually characters who are actually back in the game for the part 2. There's, of course, Ellie, Joel, Tommy, Maria, and of course Marlene. The doctor, who is Abby's dad, is back in the game. So yeah, a lot of characters are back. The old characters that you guys missed from the first one. Now the second one, there are new characters in the game, which are Jesse, Diane, Abby, Owen, Mel, Manny, Noah, Isaac, Lev, and I forgot how to say the girl's name. I'm so sorry. And of course, who else is gonna be back? The infected. Now, if you guys don't know who the infected are, people who were bitten by another infected who are basically, they got infected from the virus. So once you are infected from the virus, it takes between 1 or 2 days for you to get infected. And it comes to a point where your body, you know, is really like churning, and, you know, it starts to corrupt your brain, it starts to corrupt your whole body, starts you to forget, and makes you start twitching a lot, and it just turns you into like a zombie, to be exampled. And you start eating other people, and it's just really, really scary. They're really, really scary. You thought the infected were scary? Try the clickers. Now, the clickers are these infected people, but the phase 2 version. Immediately grown into the brain to the point that the brain of the head itself has exploded on the eye itself. It's affected both of the sites, and it turns into like a giant mushroom. And it's coming to the point that the clicker is not able to see. It's completely blind. Their hearing is crazy. You thought they were worse. Try the stalkers. Now, the stalkers is a mix of both infected and a clicker combined as to a stalker. But the thing is with the stalker is that they run around. He stalks around his victim, and they start running and screaming. And what the best part about a stalker is that they camouflage in the dark, so you're not able to see where they're gonna be at. You think the stalker was bad? Try a blober. A blober is like a 7.8 high infected mother, a giant monster that has been infected for over 10 years, and is mixed with an infected, stalker, and a clicker combined. And what it does is it stays in this position, and it takes out all of its spores inside his stomach, and he throws it at the person who's trying to shoot at him. You thought that the blober was worse? Try in the part 2. There are 2 new infected people, and they are called the Schlomber and the Rat King. The Schlomber is a giant, bigger than a blober, but this one actually is like it's one eye, a giant monster, and on his right side it's a whole bunch of spores, like basically to pop out of the systems once it aims at the person that's trying to shoot. He can see. He can see. He's not a clicker, but he's a stalker and an infected combined, so he can run as fast. He's faster than a blober itself. That's the funny part. And I think that one's the most scariest one, and that's the most difficult one to freaking kill. I'm being so serious. Like, I got killed by that thing so many times. So many times. Now, the last one is called a Rat King. A Rat King was like the boss level type. So Abby actually is the one that has to beat this one. So when I was playing the scene, I was like, what the is that? I was like, oh my god, this is actually real. Like, what the what? So the Rat King is actually a giant circular monster that is combined with everyone itself. A blober, a schlobber, an infected, a stalker itself, all combined as one giant circular monster, literally. And that one was the most difficult one to kill because 1 is super fast. 2, everywhere you go, it actually senses out where you were actually going, and that's scary. And it's like, it was just so hard, and it was actually fun, and I was just so scared, like just defeating the infecteds itself. So those are the infecteds. Those are the ones that are new. You guys already know who the new characters are in, who are the old characters in. It focuses on these 2 girls, basically what happened after the hospital scene. Like, so Ellie's storyline is just basically getting the revenge for Joel's death, And Abby's storyline is just basically focusing on her dad's death, because her dad was the doctor doing the surgery on Ellie and Joel killed him, and we didn't know that. So that's just basically focused on these two girls' storylines. I personally was a little bit confused at first, like why, because in the beginning it was focusing on Ellie, of course, and then it switches to this girl that we didn't know about. We didn't know her name. We see these two people talking and stuff, and we're like, what's going on here? So I was a little bit confused at first, but then when the story kept going and going and going for Abby, then I understood what the storyline was about. What I liked also about this game is the effects and the details itself in the game. Like, I love the way how they created the infecteds. I love the way how they made the details were so on point. They made the infecteds more scarier, more dangerous, and harder to beat. Not only the infecteds, but also the people itself. Like, I've tried, like I told you guys, I've died a lot in the game. Also, what I like too is that they use guard dogs. And I'm not gonna lie, I low-key kind of cried when I was, I had to kill a dog. Because I'm a dog lover. I love dogs. I have 3 dogs at home. So, what do you expect? I'm not gonna kill dogs. But if it was to survive the game, what can I just say? But overall, this game is actually really, really nuts. I am not gonna lie. Like, I'm a big Last of Us fan, and it's really bananas. What I didn't like about the game was it was just too much going on. It was just one story next, another story next. It just kept mixing me around. I was just like, boop, 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 like, what the f***? Like, I don't even know who I was focusing on anymore. Throughout this game, I actually really, really enjoyed it. It actually took me 11 days. When I played the remastered for the first time, it literally took me a month. If you guys want to play The Last of Us, like either 2 games, these are my suggestions to you guys. Do not watch the walkthroughs unless you are really, 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 really struggling. Number 2, don't watch the cutscenes, because then it's going to get you to the point, like, why are you going to play the game? There's no point. You already know the storyline. So why are you going to play the game itself? Thirdly, when you're playing surviving games, you have to explore. You have to find weapons. You have to find ammo. You have to find tools. You have to find the upgrading tools. Like, you need to explore. If you're just trying to walk around and just trying to end the game quickly, then you're not made to play The Last of Us. I'm sorry. Sorry to burst your bubbles. But meaning that I finished it in 11 days, that still doesn't mean that I didn't try my best to find these pieces. The only reason why I finished in 11 days was because I tried my best to do the scavenging, but I was just like on point to like, yo, let me just keep going. But it's okay, practice and practice and practice. So those are my 3 suggestions if you want to play The Last of Us. If you don't want to play The Last of Us, it's completely fine. Also, guys, I actually did live stream my game, so you guys can see how I did in the game. And overall, I think I did a pretty good job. I'll give myself a solid B+. I could have done better, but I've died a lot in the game. I'm telling you guys, I really died a lot. Literally. But overall, if you guys want to watch my live streams, just always watch it on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel name is right here. I actually really enjoyed live streaming my games on my YouTube channel, so you guys can actually have the opportunity to watch it on my channel. I also want to thank my parents for giving me the followers that I have right now. I also want to give a shout out to these 2 guys right here. This one right here is my boyfriend. He's actually the one told me about Twitch and how to live stream, and also my dad too. JustCallMeDj's dad, he actually told me about the live streaming if I want to show you guys how I play the game overall. And I also want to thank to his friend right here who actually gave everybody the chance to watch my YouTube, and he's actually a Last of Us expert too. If I had to rate this game between a 1 to a 10, I would give this game a solid 9. I'm not gonna give this game a 10 out of 10 because Joel died. I'm still mad on the fact that Joel died, okay? Naughty Dog, you really tested my patience on that, okay? Overall, the game was phenomenal. Naughty Dog, you deserved a big thumbs up for that. Naughty Dog, you really killed The Last of Us Part 2. I think the game is really, really phenomenal. I don't know why people are hating it so much. Maybe because, like I said, too much story going on. 1 minute is the story, next minute is the story. It was too discombobulated. Maybe that's what would be a good saying. But overall, I think the game was phenomenal. Maybe the ending, maybe the people didn't like it, but I liked it overall. Hello, I'm a Last of Us fan. I enjoyed it. I loved it. So a solid 9. I'm giving this game a 9 out of 10. That's a good grade. That's actually a really good star rating. That's actually a good star rating game, I'm gonna say overall. But I really enjoy this game. If I had the opportunity to play this game again, hell yeah. I played this game how many times now? I played this game since it first came out. I still played it till this day. It's basically the story itself and the game overall from both part 1 and part 2. So if I had the chance to play this game again, I most definitely will. Last of Us, you never disappoint me. That's it for my video today. I want to thank you guys so much. Oh wait, before I end this video, I actually want to give a huge shout out to my boyfriend again, once again, because he actually bought me these headphones when I do my live streaming. I want to thank him so much. This is actually a late birthday gift. I'm actually really happy that he actually got me these. So now when I live stream, I can actually talk to you guys instead of, you know, typing down my comments. And of course, when I have my room back, I will be doing my live streams better and y'all can hear me better. And of course, I will be doing that for you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you babe so much for giving me these headphones, of course. But other than that, I want to thank you guys for watching my YouTube video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on my social medias. And I'll see you guys next time in my video. What will come up next? We'll find out and see.